Hi everybody, welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie, and I'm so excited to completely work on Christmas cards again this week. Can you believe that Christmas is in 3 weeks from today? How many of you are finished with your Christmas shopping, and how many are like me and haven't even bought a single gift yet? I am really going to fully embrace online shopping this year and probably order most of my gifts online. So hopefully I can find everything and get it shipped off and not have to even step foot in a store. That would be amazing. All right, since Christmas is in 3 weeks from today, we have 2 weeks of Makers Mondays left for 2023. I can't believe that the year is finally over, and it has just been so crazy that 2023 is over. I mean, it's just flown by from me. So I hope you guys are excited as I work today on some Christmas cards so that you guys have a little stash ready to go. We have this week, and then next week I'll be doing some fun stocking stuffers. So we are on our final week of Christmas cards today, stocking stuffers next week for our final Makers Monday of 2023. Hi Veronica, hi April. I hope you guys are having a great day. Hello Polly from North Carolina. All right, let me just make sure because I'm getting your guys' messages. I must be good to go. I'm live here on Facebook. Now I'm also live over on YouTube. So if you are watching on either one of those, make sure to comment, give me a shout out. Let me know where you're watching from. I always love to see where everybody is joining me each week, and just a great little way for us to contact and communicate with each other. So hello everybody that is watching. Now today I'm going to be featuring the Beaty Cute bundle. This was my Club Craft and Create featured bundle back in September. September was the second month of holiday cards that I did for Club Craft and Create, and I love this bundle so much I wanted to feature it also on a Facebook Live because I just love this little guy so much. Now, if you like this and you haven't placed your order for it, these bundle and designer series paper are both on our retiring list. So they are while supplies last. Now, I made these projects over the weekend, so if something is sold out, I apologize, but I am wanting to focus on these because I love that it has a little coordinating punch and everything to go with it. So we will jump into that. So I have one announcement to go over, actually two announcements, and then we'll jump into the projects. So let's go ahead and swap the camera and get started. I can move that out of the way. So speaking of Club Craft and Create, the deadline to register for December's class is coming up this week, December 8th. So this month I'm featuring the Translucent Florals stamp set and coordinating dies. So it is a bundle. So here is the stamp set, Translucent Florals. This is from the September through December mini catalog as well. It is a cling mount stamp set, meaning your traditional red rubber. It comes with 13 stamps and the coordinating dies for that as well. Now, Club Craft and Create includes an in-person or a virtual class via Zoom. We make 8 projects, 4 different cards to each of those different designs, and here's kind of a little sneak peek of the cards this month. So you'll receive all of your cardstock and pieces to create these projects, designer series paper, embellishments. The only thing it doesn't include is the stamps and dies. So if you have those already in your craft room, you can create my exact projects, or you can add on the bundle to your registration. Now the link to register for Club Craft and Create is in the description in the video here. The class, if you are here in Tucson and you want to take the live class, it is December 19th. The virtual class is December 20th. Also, it's recorded, so in case you can't attend live, you'll have that recording, and it includes a full project PDF tutorial, step-by-step directions, so you can pair the video with the PDF and create your projects. So deadline to register December 8th is coming up for that class. Now, I was so excited because last week I received my January to April mini catalog and my celebration catalog. So here is what the new catalog will look like. Now, I think about 2 weeks ago, maybe, I did a full unboxing of my Stampin' Up! Pre-order from this. So if you want to see some of the products from the catalog, I did a whole pre-order unboxing video for that. You can check that out on my YouTube. But I will be having copies of catalogs probably by the end of next week. So if you have not placed an order with me in the last 6 months, and you're not currently working with another demonstrator, there is a link in the description of this video, and I will send you a copy for free. So it'll be the mini catalog and also Celebration. So if you aren't too familiar with what Celebration is, it's Stampin' Up's biggest promotion. It's January and February, and the items that are in this catalog you earn for free with a qualifying order. Now, there's some really fun stuff in here. There's stamp sets, there's dies, designer series paper that coordinates with some of our items from the mini catalog. There's also some really fun things if you decide to join Stampin' Up! As well. So while I can't show you the insides of the catalogs just yet, I can't do that until the catalog kicks off in January, I can show you the front cover and look at that ice cream. I'm so excited about creating with this because this die creates a shaped card, so you can make some really fun ice cream themed projects. So link in the description of the video if you want to get a copy of your own catalog. Like I said, if you've already placed an order with me in the past 6 months, you don't have to fill that out. You're automatically on my list. If you've come to Club Craft and Create or attended one of my classes to go within the last 6 months as well, you're automatically going to get one. So no need to fill out that form, but if you have not and you aren't working with the current demonstrator, that I would be happy to send you a copy for free. Just fill out that form and I'll get you on my list. All right, the last thing I have before we jump into our projects this week is Prize Patrol. So each week I do something called Prize Patrol, where if you share my video, you're entered into Prize Patrol. All you have to do is share it and comment that you shared to be entered. Last week, the prize was the hand-drawn dots stamp set. If you remember, I presented this stamp set and Stampin' Up's on-stage event for about 700 demonstrators back in November of last year. So a very fun stamp set. I've got some I created some really fun projects with that. So the winner of that is Corinne. So congratulations, Corinne, you are this week's Prize Patrol winner. I already have your address, so you don't need to message me, so I will get this into the mail to you. Thank you for sharing my video, and congratulations on your Prize Patrol. Now this week is a Christmas themed product. This is the adhesive backed snowflake assortment. It's long. Adhesive backed snowflake assortment. So there are 3 different colors of snowflakes. You have white, gold, and copper. And there's 3 different sizes of snowflakes as well. We've used this a couple times in some of my projects for Makers Monday, so you can kind of see how they are, but that is this week's Prize Patrol. All you have to do is share the video and comment that you shared, and that's it. And they're really fun adhesive back snowflakes for some Christmas projects. All right, I think that's it. Yep. This week, we are creating projects with the Beaty Cute bundle. So here is the stamp set. Like I mentioned, the punch and the designer series paper, all three are on the retiring list. So right now they are while supplies last. This Beaty Cute bundle, you can purchase the stamp set by itself or the bundle, which comes with this coordinating punch here. With this bear, it punches out this little guy right here. The Beaty Cute stamp set, if you follow me for a while, you know I like stamp sets that both have images and sentiments that go along together with it. I also like this stamp set because it has mixed fonts. I like the mixture of different fonts between the sentiments, and you can create a whole kind of snow scene with the little bears, the trees, some snowflakes, and some of these gifts here too. Now the designer series paper, I'll show you just the pieces of it because I've been using it a lot, but these are just the pieces we're going to use today. Some of the designer series paper does coordinate with the punch, so you can punch out the bear, and we're going to be doing that on our projects here today too. So you don't even have to fussy cut them. I know there's some people out there that love fussy cutting, some people that don't like fussy cutting. So this punch does punch out some of the images from the designer series paper. Now, yesterday on my blog, let me grab the projects here today. Yesterday on my website, I featured this card right here. So this uses that designer series paper with our punched out bear. It also has the More Dazzle designer series paper. And it may be kind of hard to see it, but I added on the trees here some Wink of Stella glitter brush. So the trees look like they have a little bit of dusting of snow on them, but this is a really fun and easy layout for any kind of Christmas cards that you may have. But the three projects that we're gonna work on today, two of them are fancy fold cards and one is just a regular card. So I'll show you the regular card first. So here's this one, kind of the same along lines as that green like sweater pattern designer series paper. We are gonna be fussy cutting. So for those that, excuse me, that don't like fussy cutting, turn your eyes during that part. All right, and some of our rhinestones on there. Now, this one is kind of like an easel card. So we have a normal easel card, but we're gonna add an additional fold here, and it's going to become a booklet card. So lots of designer series paper on this one. Again, very great for beginner stampers. Look like I'm live. Let's see here. Is that doing anything? Restart here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Looks like I'm back. Who knows what's going. If I'm up, make sure, let me get my comments up here. Let me do a thumbs up or a heads up if I'm live here. Looks like I'm back. So I know I had a little bit of a frozen incident there. I know, hopefully, not sure what's going on, but let's see. It looks like I'm back up and running now again. So if I'm good, just give me like a heads up that I'm still live here. Okay, so we're gonna move on. All we are gonna do is line up our strips of designer series paper. I wanna make sure everything is evenly spaced out. Okay, thank you, Bonnie. She says I'm back. So thank you so much. I am back. All right, we didn't miss anything, so we're good to go. Thank you, Polly, for the thumbs up. I see. No, Ramona, it was not your phone. I don't know what happened. I got a weird pop-up on my iPad and it said continue recording. So, you know, I love technology. You know, it's great to be able to be connected to people, but when you need it the most and it just, you know, kind of goes wrong and you don't know what happened, then it's frustrating. So we're just gluing down our strips of designer series paper here. I forgot to mention while we were doing the whole debacle with that, don't forget on my website, stampandblondie.com, I have a free project PDF tutorial. So you can print this out and it has all the directions and dimensions of the products that I'm using here today. So the items that are highlighted, those are the ones that are retiring. So those are the ones that are while supplies last. But on here, you can find out all the dimensions of the paper that I'm using here today. And it's free. Like I said, you can just print that off and pair it with this video and make your own Makers Monday projects. So we've got our strips of designer series paper. Here, I'm glad that the technology decided to cooperate. Get another drink. All right, and there we go. Our last strip right there on top. So 5 strips of designer series paper. This design works really well because as you cut it, it still kind of looks like it's pieced together. So the strips, it makes me, reminds me of a sweater. All right, we are gonna stamp our polar bears. So we have the guy that is sitting down, the little baby polar bear, the sentiment that says warm wishes, and our Christmas tree. Oh, and the little scarf. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a scratch piece of basic white cardstock. So just a scratch piece that I had here, and we're going to stamp our polar bears in Misty Moonlight ink. And also our sentiment is in Misty Moonlight as well. So we're going to stamp first polar bear, the little guy here, our sentiment, which is on Misty Moonlight paper. So Misty Moonlight paper, Misty Moonlight ink, a tone-on-tone stamping. And I did not want to do Night of Navy, even though it would have made the sentiment just a little bit darker. I chose Misty Moonlight to kind of tie in because the background paper is Misty Moonlight, as well as the polar bears being Misty Moonlight. So just want to kind of to keep it all cohesive there. All right, we're also going to stamp one of these Christmas trees. And the Christmas tree is actually 2 different stamps. You have your outline and then the inside of the tree. Now with this, you want to stamp the outline first and then the inside. It helps line everything up if you stamp the inside second. And I am going to do the outside in a darker green. So we're going to use Garden Green for this one. We're going to stamp it right here. And then the inside of the tree is going to be Old Olive. So we've got our Old Olive, and because this is a photopolymer stamp, you can kind of see exactly where you're stamping, and it's not going to fill in the entire tree. It's just kind of that little image to kind of make it look like it's green. And then one last final step with Real Red ink. We're going to ink up the scarf, and we're going to stamp the big polar bear. So that little scarf stamp fits right around his neck, and then we can move all these out of the way. There we go. Now we're going to do some fussy cutting, but these are very easy to cut out because they're rounded edges. With fussy cutting, you can get as detailed as you want. I don't really get super detailed with my fussy cutting just because I like fussy cutting to an extent. I don't want to sit here all night fussy cutting out images, so I like to just kind of do a rough cut on mine, but I know some of you love fussy cutting, so you can get as detailed as you'd like on yours. So there's the polar bear. This little guy is so cute. This stamp set was the first one I added to my cart during demonstrator pre-order back in August. So these little guys remind me of the Coca-Cola bears from Christmas time. And so I always loved those commercials growing up. I don't even know if they still have them. I mean, I don't watch live TV. I watch everything streaming, so I don't have commercials. But if the Coca-Cola bears are still around, let me know. I think they're really cute, and I just loved those commercials when I was growing up. All right, and then last thing is the Christmas tree. Now this is a little more, I wouldn't say difficult to cut out because it's all rounded edges, but it's just a little bit more edges to cut out than the polar bears. So you can see how easy it is to cut out though. All right, so just rounding here. I wish there were some dies to go with these so I could cut these trees out, but actually I didn't get them, but I heard that these trees, there's another tree bundle in the catalog, so I don't know if those dies fit this tree or not. All right, and then the last thing we're do is we're gonna take the ends of our sentiment piece and just cut those at an angle. There we go. And get that out of the way. Now I'm using a piece of vellum cardstock. Vellum is semi-opaque, so we're going to glue everything down, flip it over, and then add it to the card. So here's our first tree. Excuse me. Our polar bear. Our little bear. And I'm only adding glue to half of him. And then our sentiment will go on separate. We're gonna add glue to only where that white cardstock is so that it doesn't show through. And then we're gonna add that right to the card. Our sentiment piece is gonna go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. There we go. Hello, Melissa. I hope you had a great day. And then as a final touch, we're gonna come in with the rhinestone jewels. And I'm gonna add some of the large ones. I'm gonna add 2 of the large ones in the upper right corner. And then 1 more right there. And there is our first project today with the Beaty Cute bundle. I hope you guys like this one. Very fun project to put together, a great use of scraps. So if you have a bunch of scraps here, you can create this project very easily and kind of clear out some of those from your craft supply. All right. Sorry, I ran out of water, or I would be drinking some more. Yep, it's all gone. And you know, right before I went live, I said, you know, I should grab some water. And I never did. I completely forgot. So, all right. Our next project here, we're going to work on this fancy fold. So I don't tend to do a lot of fancy folds, but it's really fun to do these around the holiday time because like I shared earlier, you can turn this into a gift card holder. So if you added just a couple of glue dots to the back of your gift card, you can then add this right on the inside and add a little message here, and they wouldn't even know that when they open it, surprise, there's a gift card. Or you can put it this way too, just however you want to do this. So this is a fun gift giving card. It's called a Z fold card. So what we have is we're gonna start with a piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock. So this is 4 1/4 by 11. So just like if you were gonna do a tent style card. So we're going to crisp up our lines here. So just like if you were gonna do a regular standing card, booklet card, that kind of thing. But we've added an additional score line. This is at 2 3/4, and so we're gonna fold this back, and that is the Z fold. So there's the base of our card. It's just a simple way to kind of do it. Now I've seen people do cards kind of like this too, but the back doesn't stand up very well that way. Excuse me. All right, so there we go. We have that. So next, I have a piece of that designer series paper, the Beaty Cute. There's the other side that we're gonna use some of those bears on for our other cards. And we're gonna add this to the front of our card here. So right there. Now I have another piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock and designer series paper, and we're gonna add that to the front of the card. So the first thing we're gonna do is glue our designer series paper to our Misty Moonlight. Now when you do this step, you want to be aware of where you put your glue. If you add glue to the whole back and you glue that on there, you're going to glue your card shut. So you just want to add glue to the top half of your card and then add that to the front. So then you don't have to worry about your card being glued down. There you go. All right, we also have a piece of designer series paper. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And that's gonna go on the inside. Right, like that. Now when I make Z-fold cards, sometimes I just put a piece of white cardstock in there, but I wanted to use this little bear paw print. I thought that was really cute. You could write a sentiment on this side of the paper so that when you close it, you won't see the sentiment and any writing on this side. You could still add the gift card over here and then writing here, and then it doesn't look like there's any writing and kind of mess up the aesthetic here. So a very fun layout for this. All right, our 2 bears, that designer series paper that I showed a minute ago. So we're gonna punch out this one right here. Let me just make sure. Yep, that one. Now mine on the sample card is wearing a green sweater. This guy is wearing a red sweater. I didn't have any green sweater polar bears left, so we're just gonna use a red one. Yes, this would make a really good winter birthday card. I have a winter birthday next month, so if anybody wants to make me this card, that would be great. Okay, so a little tip about our punch. You can see I cut out this small piece because the polar bear goes horizontally, and if I were to put this into the paper, it wouldn't line up correctly. So I cut this out, but the paper is really small and it'll be hard to kind of line it up when you have it in the punch. So I wanted to give you a tip. I have a small Post-it note. Any really regular size Post-it note will work, but I just have the small one here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the sticky side and just put it kind of along the edge of the designer series paper. So that kind of gives me more leverage to be able to put the paper in the punch and move it around and be able to control exactly where my image is gonna go. And you can still reuse the Post-it for other projects. So it gives you a good leverage on that piece of paper. Just a quick tip. And there we have our punched out polar bear. So we're gonna add this. Oh, first we're gonna do our sentiment. So the sentiment, Christmas is better together. And we're gonna use real red ink. I just re-inked this yesterday, so it's very juicy. So that's why the letters kind of look a little, maybe distorted a little bit, but it had time to sit overnight. The stamp pad in here is upside down when you close it, so it had time to be able to settle a little bit, but there is our sentiment. Now we're gonna glue this down with liquid glue into the upper right corner of our designer series paper front piece. And now we're going to add our polar bear with some dimensionals. Got these edge pieces here that work perfectly. Oh, that one's just a little long. Let's turn it. There we go. Yep, that's a tip that I, kind of learned along the way with stamping from other demonstrators, that Post-it note helps you really get that leverage on that paper, so you can cut out the images and not have to waste a lot of designer series paper trying to punch or die cut those little pieces there. All right, one last thing, because this is a Christmas is Better Together, we need to have this little polar bear guy here. I thought this is the cutest one out of all of them, so we're just going to cut this one out. There we go. I always like to trim it up and have a smaller piece of paper. I have very tiny hands, so being able to have smaller pieces of paper than this big thing to try to cut out works a lot easier for me. All right, our little small polar bear, this guy's gonna get dimensional on the back too. And this will go right next to our big guy. And then our final touch, this was actually the first time that I've used this ribbon. This is the, let me see, where is it called? Glittered ribbon. Is the Night of Navy and Gold glittered ribbon. Now, I don't like to use glittered ribbon a lot. If you follow me, you know I don't like loose glitter in my craft room. But this glitter ribbon was just too beautiful to pass up. So as soon as I'm done crafting here, I have a, it's called a desktop vacuum, and I just kind of turn it on and run it all over my crafting area to pick up any loose glitter bits, so I don't have them all over the craft room. This is a mesh ribbon. It's a 1/2 inch wide. But I don't know why I haven't used it yet. Like I just literally opened it for my sample card. I hadn't even used it. I think I haven't used it a lot because it had been out of stock for a while. And so I didn't want to use it on stuff where it's not available. So that's probably why I didn't use it very much yet. All right, so I tied the bow. You can see we're gonna clean up some of this already. There we go. I got this on Amazon like 2 years ago as a Christmas stocking stuffer. Best thing ever. It's called, like I said, desktop vacuum cleaner. A great tool to have in your craft room, easy to empty out. I use it for more than just crafting too, so it's a great tool to have. All right, but that is our second project here, our Z Fold Christmas card featuring the Beaty Cute bundle. So again, very simple card. You can turn this into a gift card holder if you want, but I really like this Z fold on the card. I'll have to do some of that more with the Z folding. I really like that one, and I hope you guys like that one too. All right, this last one here is called the booklet fold. Very simple to be able to create, great for beginner stampers. If you are not an advanced stamper and you still want to create a different style project, this is a great layout for you. All right, we have Night of Navy cardstock on this one. And just like the last project, it is 4 1/4 by 11. So just like our normal tent cards, just like easel cards, whatever you want to call them, just like our last project, same kind of layout here, but instead of that score line at 2 3/4, we have a score line at this is, let me just make sure I'm telling you the right thing. It's at 1 1/2. So 1 1/2 score line, and then you're gonna fold it back to create that booklet. So just a little different style card there. Now before we add our designer series paper, we want to add a bit of liquid glue right on the inside where that fold is. So that's going to create the booklet style fold that we have. So just kind of glue that down, and then you can use your bone folder again to kind of crisp up your lines here. And there you have the base. So that's what it looks like from above in your booklet card. We have a piece of designer series paper. This is 1 1/4 by 4, and we're going to add this to the front spine. Now, some people, you can kind of take this a step further if you're a more advanced crafter and you want to step this up more. You can take a hole punch and punch 2 holes here, thread some ribbon, and tie a bow. So kind of gives that booklet style look to it, but we are just going to use our layout here the way I designed it. Another piece of designer series paper here. We're going to use our liquid glue. I'm choosing to use liquid glue today on the projects because it gives me a little bit of time to kind of shift and shimmy my paper around if it's not exactly where I want it. Especially with these fun fold cards, you've done all the scoring and everything to get it how you want it. You don't want your card to be ruined when you accidentally place a piece of paper sideways. So with liquid glue, you have a time to be able to kind of shift and shimmy your paper around. Hi Judy, she says she loves my cards, thank you. Was wondering, where did you get the glue dot holder? So I get this question just about every time when I have my Facebook Live. This is called the Glue Dots desktop dispenser. Now, I will have a little caveat. This was discontinued quite a few years ago, but sometimes they pop up on Amazon, maybe eBay, so you can always search there for those. Like I said, they're called the desktop dispenser, and if you find one, grab it because they're very hard to come by, and yeah, I've even reached out to Glue Dots to see if they could bring it back, but they won't, because the way they're designed, these are Stampin' Up! Glue Dots in here. But the thing is, this dispenser, a few years ago, Glue Dots decided to add their glue dots on the opposite side of the paper. So what I have to do is to use this is that I have to unwind my glue dots from the roll and roll it back up the opposite direction to be able to use it in there. So if that doesn't bother you, you can still use it that way. But like I said, I have to unwind the whole thing to use it, but it's still, I love it. It's still fun to use. All right, so I don't have any more of the bear with the scarf on, so we're gonna do the bear with the bunny for this one. I think, where did I get my glue dot holder and where did I get my my glue dispenser, my glue holder, are the two questions I get, excuse me, that I get asked a lot. So I know exactly where I got them from, so I can show you the way. Like I said, Glue Dots desktop dispenser. Unfortunately, it was discontinued a few years ago. If you find one, grab it. They're very hard to find nowadays. I have one extra in my drawer because I found it online, and I figured, you know, if that one breaks, then I have a backup. All right. So there is our polar bear, and he has a little bunny on the back. We're going to use our glue dot, or not glue dots, our Stampin' Dimensionals. I've got glue dots on the brain now. And these are gonna go right here. You probably hear some clickety-clackety going around. That's my dog Leia. She is in here with me today. She was sleeping, that's why she was in here. But she decided to wake up and walk all over the room now. All right. Our sentiment, ooh, this tickle will not go away. And of course, like I said, I ran out of water. Now my eyes are watering. Ooh. I'm gonna go silent for a second. always stamped. I don't have any other water in here either. Woo. Oh, you can see my eyes are watered. And I can't even mute myself. All right, woo. Whew. Let's see, hopefully my voice is coming back. Oh, now I have like watery eyes. Oh, it's always fun. I will say that is an asthma attack for me. I had an asthma attack. That's what mine looked like. So thanks for bearing with that. Now I'm all hot, but I apologize for all the coughing and all of that. Oh, you never know what's going to happen when you're live on Facebook. All right, so here is our last card today, featuring the Beaty Cute bundle and my crazy voice and my watery eyes, but we made it through, and I hope you guys liked the cards today. I'm going to bring in all 3 projects. Oh, it's okay, Judy, if I go and get something to drink. My kitchen is all the way on the other side of the house, and then my dogs will go crazy, so it's okay. It's okay. I will remind myself next time to have a full bottle of water next to me. This was a half a bottle this time, but I will make sure that I will have it full for next time. All right, so let me know in the comments which one is your favorite here today. We have our red card, our booklet of Navy, and then our Z-Fold Misty Moonlight project. So I hope you guys liked the 3 cards today. Whew, 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 whew. We made it through. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining me for another week of Makers Monday. Next week is the very last Makers Monday for 2023. So I will be creating some stocking stuffers for our last projects of the year. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you next time.